I found this interesting from Forbes. New micro schools are more accessible than ever. So, the way they are chasing teachers out of the school system, the way, mass punes are happening at schools, bullying, all of that stuff, I think that having more options for parents to educate their children is going to become more prominent. And I believe that teachers of right now will have more opportunities to work in less stressful environments and actually make a difference with these children. This doesn't feel like school, that said one of the learners at Micah Studios, a new K through 12 micro school that opened its doors this week in Newport. It joins an estimated 125,000 micro schools now operating across the U.S., serving approximately 1.5 million students. I've never really heard of microschooling, so this is very interesting and it's going to offer more opportunities for homeschooling families. Um, Getting them out of the four walls of a classroom is our main priority, said Jessica Rothberth, a homeschooling mother of six. She co-founded Micah Studios with Stacy Hammerland, a registered nurse with a graduate degree in education, who worked most recently as a family advocate in local public schools. Inspired by the stories of other microschool founders, the pair began planning their launch last year. They signed a lease and started telling local families what they were building. Their goal was to provide a customized curriculum matched to the learning level of each child while building strong relationships with nearby community organizers such as 4-H and the town library to create a balance between academics and community immersion. They also wanted to offer families maximum flexibility with both part-time and full-time attendance options, something they are able to do as a secular learning center for homeschoolers rather than a traditional private school. This type of thing is going to be amazing. And what I love about it, women making things happen, women seeing a need for something and organizing to create something that is valuable for their families and for the community and other parents. Man, I absolutely love this so much. Women seeing the need at the ground level. Homeschooling is a popular option across New Hampshire, with homeschooling rates remaining well above pre-pandemic levels, but the Newport area is an outlier. If you go north or south of us, there's tons of homeschoolers. If you're working 50 hours a week, there's nobody home. Homeschooling is not an option. Maybe they've heard of it roughly, but they're like, how would I ever possibly do that? Micro schools like Micah Studios make schooling alternatives possible for families that want them, while school choice programs like New Hampshire's tax credit scholarship program and education savings account program known as Education Freedom make them more accessible for low-income families. We wouldn't be able to do this without the education freedom accounts and the scholarship funds. We're specifically targeting families that wouldn't have an alternative option without this funding. For learners who attend Micah Studios 5 days a week, annual tuition is $5,000, which is significantly lower than traditional secular private schooling options in the state, but still financially out of reach for many families. School choice programs enable a portion of the education funding to follow students, making Micah Studios tuition free for the low-income homeschooling families who choose to participate. That is amazing. Even if you're not in this school's area, parents of homeschooling families need to look into the options of this type of thing. And the parents who might want to found something, or teachers that might want to found something, they need to be looking at the options that the government is offering as far as education funding. Some homeschoolers may be concerned that accessing taxpayer dollars could lead to greater regulations. That's why states are implementing expanded school choice policies such as ESAs that enable families to use funding at microschools like Micro Studio, often create clear distinctions between independent homeschoolers who won't utilize school choice programs and the ESA home educated students who do. So, like I said, I really like the fact that parents are getting more options, that teachers are getting more options in where they might be able to move their talents into and create something that is more financially feasible and less stressful. But you guys go ahead, jump in the comments and let me know what you think of this new idea. Well, I don't really know how new it is. It could have been around a lot longer than my awareness of it. But How do you feel about microschooling as a homeschooling alternative and an alternative to regular public schools or private schools? Like, comment, share.